All right, we're recording now. So what I want to talk about today is we got a lot of like the code for making the gameplay work, but we don't have much gameplay feedback to the player. And so I know when we left before spring break, we were talking about making a HUD. And so that's what I want to talk about today. Is I want to make the HUD and make that work correctly. And then if we have time and we get like if we've been powering through this, which is really awesome, we'll go into the hazards. If we don't get into the hazards today, we'll try and get into that on Thursday or next week, depending on how far along we go with the game HUD stuff. Oh, and Alicia's here. How's it going, Alicia? Okay, so with that said, you should have your putt-putt golf game open. Inside your content folder, art folder, users interface, you should have this game info WBP. I'm actually going to rename this. To rename this, I'm going to right click and I'm going to say rename, or you can hit F2 either way. We're going to name this WBP, what did I call it? Game HUD, sorry, WBP Game HUD. All right, and this is going to be the design work and what the overlay of the HUD when the game is played. Overlay of the screen, sorry, what the game is played. So we need one more blueprint. So we're going to right click right here in our user interface. We're going to click on blueprint. And we're going to where it says all classes right here. We're going to click on that. We're going to search for HUD. And the one we want is this one right here, HUD. I'm gonna hit OK. And this one is going to be BP underscore game HUD. Now you notice that they have two different icons. That's because one is a blueprint. And you can see when I hover over it, it says blueprint class. And the other one is a widget blueprint, okay? And that uses what's called UMG, which is Unreal's media graphics system. Okay, so let's deal with the blueprint first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our project settings. And if you don't have project settings up here, it's very simple to get to. You can just go to Window. I'm sorry, actually it's under Edit. Edit, Project Settings, right there. So go to Project Settings, we're gonna go to Maps and Modes. So right here, Maps and Modes. And under the default modes category, yours probably looks like this, default modes category, you'll click selected game mode. And right here where it says HUD class, it should be set to none. So we're gonna change that to our new BP game HUD. Okay, so now we can go to our game HUD blueprint. So we'll double click that. And it looks like this. The first thing we wanna do is go to add component, scene, root, replace our default root to get rid of the sphere. We've done this for pretty much every single blueprint, and we'll probably do it for all of them in the future. All right, so the other thing we need now is we need a widget. So we're gonna say widget right here. We'll click OK. And what the widget is it's going to be this blueprint right here, this widget blueprint that we created. So that's what that's going to be. So in our details panel with widget selected, we can see right here it says widget class, none. We're going to change that to WBP game HUD. And right now it's space is set to world. We're going to change that to screen. And the difference is world means it's going to be in 3D space. It's going to be in the world someplace. And screen means that it's going to be on the screen itself. Let's see, tick mode is fine. This looks good. Is there anything else? Collisions UI, that's fine. Yeah, okay, that all looks good. So we'll hit compile and save. Okay, so now that we have this widget and it's set to the correct widget class, we need to initiate it and say, hey, when the game starts, show this particular HUD. So let's go to the event graph, and we'll go right here with our begin play. We'll drag out from there. And we're going to do cast to WP game HUD, this one right here. And then as WP game HUD, we're going to promote that to variable. And we're going to rename that to WBP game HUD. And then we're going to drag out from here, and we're going to say add to viewport. This one right here, add to viewport. Okay, so when I hit compile, you'll notice that it's complaining about this casting. And it's because it doesn't know what object to cast to. So what we need to do is we need to grab our widget, bring it into our event graph, and then we're going to go get user widget object. Get user widget object. And then we can connect that to our object like so, and then it works. Okay, so let's test this out. In order for us to test it out, though, we need to add something to the actual HUD. So let's go to our WBP game HUD. That's this guy right here. And it's already set to our screen size, which is fine. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to add some text. So I'm going to grab this text box right here, and I'm just going to drag it from our palette. It says text. I'm going to drag it into our hierarchy. So just like so. And then when I select that text block, you'll notice I get this like flower looking thing, right? And I can drag like this, and it seems like it doesn't move the text at all, right? That's because you have to hold down Control and Shift. That's good. How did I get to the game HUD in the event graph? I did cast to WBP game HUD. So cast to WBP game HUD. You have to have the game HUD, the widget game HUD built already. Like you have to have it this here first. If you don't have this, you will not find it when you do event begin play. It's a good question. Okay, continue on. So you'll notice that I can't move it. But if I hold down Control and Shift, it moves the whole, like, here, let me show you the difference. See this green thing? This is setting up the size of this text block, right? Of how much space of the screen will this text block take up. And I'm doing that by holding down Control and Shift. Okay, another thing I can do is I can click on anchors right here, and I can click on fill the whole screen. And again, you got to hold down Control and Shift. And then when I do something like that, I can actually hit center this text block onto the screen. I'm sorry, center the ability to move the text block into the screen. So you can see like that. I can left align it, right align it, and so on and so forth, right? But still the text hasn't moved. I'm just saying that I'm allowing this much space of the screen to take up the text. And this much space will be right aligned to this spot right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill and then center it like that. So fill by holding on Control and Shift. See, hold Shift and Control to update position and alignment. So fill, and then I'm gonna hold down Control and Shift and center it like so. And then I can go to our font right here to appearance. I can go justify center, and you can see now it's centered it. And I can also, let's see. Oh, actually, no, I will not be able to center it onto the block, because it's saying this whole block can be text, which is fine. But what we could do is we could like make it really big. Block, text block, 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 block. Oh, if you want to make a new line, all you have to do is hold down Shift and hit Enter, and it makes a new line. Block, like that. So new line is Shift and Enter. And to set the size of the allowed screen space for text or buttons or whatever is Shift plus Control plus left mouse drag. Okay, so anyway, we're going to leave it like this for now, just so we can see it show up in the game. So when I hit play, boom, text block. It's in the way, right? It's because the Blueprint game HUD is our current HUD class, and that Blueprint game HUD is calling the Widget game HUD and saying, hey, add that to the viewport. And where does it add it to the viewport? Right now, it's taking over the entire screen. Cool. So now let's build some stuff, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove this text block. We're just going to delete it. Go away. We don't need you anymore. All right. So let's see. Let's do two things. First, let's create another widget, and we're going to go to user interface right here. It's still in user interface, and then we're going to go right-click, user interface, widget blueprint, and we're going to name this WWP. This one is going to be game info. This is what I was talking about last time we met. All right. And we're going to scale this one. So let's make this one, we'll do screen size right here. Is it screen size? Wait, maybe, oh wait, fill screen, sorry, fill screen, custom. And we're going to do, let's do maybe width of 400 and height of 600, something like that. And so the idea here is that we're going to, let's see, I'm going to write in my little notepad here of what we need to add. So what do we need to know when we play golf? Well, we need to know how fast the ball is moving, right? If the ball is stopped, if the ball is still moving, the player needs to know, right? Can I press the button again to shoot the ball? Because remember, we're charging it up Sonic the Hedgehog style. We also need to know like the charge amount or like power, right? Of like when I'm charging up the ball, how much power do I have? We need to know how many strokes I've done for the current hole, current pin or hole, and then how many total strokes for like the entire game. And then what hole number I'm on or pin am I on as a player. I think that's kind of important, right? What else do I need to know? I need to know, did I hit it out of bounds? And you know, when the game is over, or actually, what else do I need? Did I hit it out of bounds? Did I hit it in the pin? And then how many strokes for that pin or hole? And then what else do I need to know? When the game is over, I need to know game is over. I need to know total strokes on game over. I need to know, maybe I need to know how many times I hit it out of bounds. And if we really want to get fancy, we could be like, a hole or pin has X like recommended strokes, right? Like a par 4, a birdie. I don't know golf too well, guys, but you know, typically a pin or a hole will say, oh, it's gonna take you a par 4, meaning it's gonna take you 4 strokes to do this course, or it's gonna take you 5 for a par 5, or par 7, or whatever, right? So we could say, hey, this particular hole that you're playing right now has X number of strokes required, and then, you know, versus players stroke amount, right? We could, that's like advanced stuff. Advanced par, bogey, birdie, hole in one. Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if we can get into that. So for our game HUD though, I think we're only going to need this stuff right here. Sorry, ball speed. I'll make this bigger. This will be game HUD information, right? What's my current ball speed? What's the charge amount, strokes, total strokes, and what hole am I on? And maybe this one too. Actually, we'll add this one over here. And then when the game is over, actually, no, this will be like a post-shot information, right? So after I hit the ball, what happened? Did I hit it out of bounds? Did I hit it into the pin? Or can I just play next, right? And how many strokes have I hit already? Let's see. We don't need to know that. You know, yeah, just these two. And then can I continue to play? And then this looks like game over information, game over info. So that's why I broke this up. So our game HUD is going to, not the blueprint, sorry. Our game HUD is going to tell us all of this. It's going to have all 3 of these widgets. So we're going to have a post shot widget, we're going to have a game over widget, and we're going to have a game HUD. I'm sorry, game info. That's not game HUD. Game info. And then the game HUD will have all 3 of them, and then it'll call one or the other depending on what's going on, right? So if we're playing, it's going to say, okay, show the game info information. Oh, did the players hit the ball? Okay, show the post shot information. Is the game over? Okay, show the game over information. And I'll show you what that kind of looks like. So I'll bring this one over here. This is one that's already done. So you can see here we have like the game information, like as it's playing, and then we have our game over information, right? But when the player plays a game, he won't see this game over one, right, until the game is over. And then there's a post shot one as well, right? This out of bounds, and you hit it in the cup. See these guys? Those are also, the player won't see those until they've had a post shot, right? They've hit the ball and they have an event fire up because they hit the ball. Okay, so let's go back to game info. Game info, this one right here, 400 by 600. And what did I say I need? I need ball speed. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. How do we want to build this? We're going to do a vertical box. So we're going to go to palette. We're going to vertical box. We're going to drag that into our canvas panel like so. And I'm going to select the vertical box. And you can see right now that it's kind of small, right? Just the screen area is not taking up the entire 400 by 600. So I'm going to hold down Control and Shift. I'm going to go to anchors, Control and Shift. I'm going to make it big, take over the entire 400 by 600 space. So now you can see it's taking over the whole space. I'm going to go back to anchors and I'm going to center it. So your little flower thing should be right in the center, and the green should be taking over the entire 400 by 600 block. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do like a horizontal box, and then another horizontal box, another one, another. And this vertical box is going to just place them in the spot perfectly for us. So we're going to do a horizontal box, and we're going to drag it as a child of vertical box. See how when I move my cursor, it changes this yellow thing. It might be hard to see in the stream, but you can see how it changes the yellow. I have like this little up arrow, then it's taking over the whole box, and then I have a down arrow. What I want is it to be the box. And that will make horizontal box a child of vertical box. Then inside horizontal box, I'm going to add a text. So again, I'm dragging it, and you can see again, I have this down arrow looking thing. Then it's the yellow is taking over the whole text of horizontal box, and the up arrow, I want the whole box looking thing. So text is a child of horizontal box. And then I need another text, again, as a child of horizontal box. So like this. And let's see, maybe we'll also do, think about what it's called. You'll have to forgive me. It's like a spacer, I think. Space. Yeah, spacer. Yes. So I want spacer. And I'm going to drag that guy right between the two text blocks. You can see when I do that, I have this up and down arrow. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Just place it between the two text blocks like that. Okay. So this first text block that we're going to mess with, it's going to be the ball speed. So we're going to change, we're going to change the text right here. Let's see, we're going to hit F2 to rename it. We're going to change this to, it's going to be ball speed title. And then in the details panel, under the content category text, we're going to change that to ball speed. You can see there it changes it in our event graph here. It's not event graph. What is this? Designer graph. Okay, then the other text block, I'm going to hit F2 to rename that, and that's going to be ball speed value. And then I'm going to change the content text to 9999. 4 nines actually is fine. All right. Then let's see, I am going to let's make some slight adjustments here. I don't like that it's UI is very, very finicky, right? So what we want to do is we want to move this over just a little bit so that there's a little bit of like breathing room, and we call this margin or padding. It's just depending on what you're doing. In this case, it's going to be padding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on padding here, and I have the ball speed title selected, by the way. Padding under the slot, horizontal box slot. And I'm going to left pad, I don't know, maybe 20 or so. That might be too much. Let's do 10. There we go, that looks better. So you can see now I have a little bit of space. And that's going to be kind of important later down the line. The other thing I want to do too is I want to add maybe some top padding, 10. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I take all of this back. Let's actually click on the horizontal box instead, and that will be better, I think. Let's do left 10. Yeah. Okay, so select the horizontal box, do left to the 10, and then do top to the 10. And you notice now that it's moved the 999 down as well. And we'll leave it like that. That looks okay. Actually, yeah, that's fine, because we might actually, this is going to be on the corner of the monitor right here, but this is going to be like in the middle of the screen. So we kind of don't care about how much padding we have on this right side. I think that's going to be okay. So we'll compile and save. Okay, so now we'll duplicate that. I'm going to hold down Control and hit W with the horizontal box selected. And when I do, you'll see that it's duplicated it for me, which is super awesome. And now I just need to go and rename these things. So this one is actually going to be strokes title. And instead of ball speed, it's going to say strokes. And where it says ball speed value, I'm going to change that to strokes value. And we'll leave that like that. And then I'm going to duplicate it again. And this one is going to be total strokes title. And this will say, we're going to do T strokes like that, maybe. Let's see how many letters is that. Actually, we'll do total strokes. It might be too much, but we'll see. Total strokes, and then this will be total strokes value. And then I'm gonna duplicate it one more time. Let me see. Yeah. So we need the pin. So we're gonna do pin title, and this is gonna be current pin, or we might actually change that to just say pin. And do what is this? Pin value. And what else do we need to do? That's going to say what pin we're at, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. What else do we need? We need one more thing. Let's duplicate this again, horizontal box, duplicate again. And this one, we're actually going to, this will be power title. And then where it says current pin, we're going to change it to power. But we don't want the power to be numbers. Let's do something a little different. We're going to do sliders. So right here, I'm going to delete that numbers block. So the numbers block is gone. And let's do a, what is this, progress bar, I think. Let me look at it in my little cheat sheet here. Yeah, progress bar. So let's do progress bar. Yeah, there it is. So we're gonna do a progress bar right here. So you see I dragged that progress bar under my power, and you can see now I have this like little gray thing. And I'm gonna rename that progress bar to power value slider. We can even change that to power bar value or something like that. Something that's different than what we had before. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to fix this power bar. So let's do that. So you can see right now it's taking up only a small portion. And what I want to do is take up the whole block. So I'm going to change that from auto to fill. I want to do, you can see now it takes up the whole block. Let's also make this power bar look a little bit more appealing. And by the way it works, right, is it's going to fill up like this. You see, like we're charging it up, right? Okay, so let's make this a little more appealing. So we have style, we have background image. Let's change it from, let's do this. Do we have like white square? Yeah, white square texture. Let's select that. And then we'll go to the fill image and we'll change that one to white square texture. And then we'll go to the marquee. Actually, we'll leave the marquee alone. We don't need that one. And we're also going to change it from box. Let's change that to image. We'll change this one to image. And I don't like how it's white and then changes to blue like that. I want it to be like a grayer color. So I'm going to click on tint right here, tint. I'm going to change that to something more grayish. And the same thing with our fill image. Actually, no, I think the fill image is fine because the fill image is the blue. So let me just double check that. That looks good. And then we do the fill image. Let me make that darker. Yeah. See how the fill image is making the blue darker. So we don't want to do that. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I like it like this. Looks kind of cool. Looks better that way, I think. Okay. So now let's see. Next thing I want to do is I want to sort of right align everything. And so I think I'm going to shorthand some of the words here. So I have ball speed. I'm going to change that to maybe just speed. So we'll change that to just speed. Oops, speed. Strokes is fine. Total strokes, I'm going to change that to just T strokes. We'll do like maybe T dash strokes or something like that. And then current pin, we'll change that to just pin. And then power, we'll leave power alone. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so now I'm going to use the spacers. So you see I have a spacer for each one of these. So I'm gonna select the first spacer here. And what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna do that, this one first, the T strokes. And the reason I'm gonna do this T strokes first is because it's the most to the right. So I'm gonna do T strokes spacer, and I'm just gonna move that just a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 pixels. We'll do 3 pixels on the X. So right here where it says appearance, 3 pixels to the right. So you see how it spaces it out just a little bit. And now I'm going to try my best to align these other numbers to that. So I'm going to select strokes here and click on the spacers. I'm just going to move it by dragging my mouse until it's pretty close. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect because we're just sort of learning about this. Let's see, we'll do this one now. Drag that guy around. Then we'll do the pin. We'll drag him around. And then I'm also going to do the power bar and drag that guy. All right. So now they're sort of right aligned. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. All right. So now what else do I need to do? Now, let's actually move this power to the top of our list here. So I'm going to grab the bottom horizontal box, left click and drag until it is like this. You see how I have a single bar and it's got an up arrow like that. And oops, nope, that was the wrong one. Sorry, it needs to be the down arrow, my bad. Like that, yep, oops, wrong place. Right there, there we go. So now you can see my power bars up top. So I think that's better. We'll see power first and we'll see the speed, how many strokes I've hit, how many total strokes I've hit, and what pin I'm actually on. And if we really want to get fancy later, we can add more, like I talked about adding in our the pars, right? Birdie, par, hole in one, whatever, bogeys, all that stuff. Check your 6, I don't know. Okay, so what do we need to do now? Let's see, we need to make sure these number values, these values right here are actually variables. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna click on each one of these right here. So I have ball speed, I have it clicked, I have it selected, and I'm gonna say is variable, and I'm gonna say that's true. So I'm gonna do this one. Strokes value is a variable, total strokes value is a variable, and pin value is a variable. And when I do that, you'll notice too that in my hierarchy that the variables are bolded because those are going to change, right? They're going to change depending on how the game's going on, what's going on in the game. Okay, so we've done a lot. So let's compile and save. And as a matter of fact, we should save all. So let's go into our main editor, file, save all right there. And that will save everything. Okay. So now what do we need to know? Well, in order for us to get the speed, we're going to need the golf ball pawn. Speed and the power, we're going to need the pawn. To do the strokes, we're going to need to do game instance, and we need to get the strokes from game instance. And then probably need to know the pin number from game instance too. We'll have to figure that one out. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do that one. Let's go with power and speed first. So let's go to our graph. And what do we need? We need, let's do, under event pre-construct, we'll do get actor of class. No, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. And you know why this is not going to work? Because this will only get us the first pawn. So actually we need to do a casting. So we'll do cast to golf ball pawn. There we go. And we're also going to connect up our event construct, both these guys, the pre-event and the event construct. So cast to golf ball pawn. What are we going to do here? We're going to do get player pawn. And then we're going to, as golf ball pawn, we're going to promote this to a variable. This is going to be BP golf ball pawn. And then, oh, actually, I don't know that we set the golf ball speed. Did we do it? I hope we did. Okay, let's just see. Let's drag out from the blue node. And we're going to do ball speed. Hey, we did do it. Awesome. So we're going to get that ball speed. And then we're going to grab our ball speed value. And we're going to do set text. That's this one right here, set text. And then we're going to drag out from our golf ball speed, and we're going to do round to integer 64. This one right here. And basically what this does is it just change it to a from a float value that has decimal places to an integer of some sort, meaning that it's just a whole number. And then we'll just connect that into our text. And then we'll drag in our execution to our execution. And now, when we play the game, we forgot one more step. Let's go to our game HUD. We have our game info. Now let's go to our game HUD and add in our game info. So we'll go to game HUD, the widget version, right? Widget blueprint game HUD. And in our palette, we're going to search for this widget that we just created called game info, the WBP game info. And there it is. And you can see when we select it, we drag it, and there it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to say size to content. And you see, as soon as I do that, it pushes it right where I want it. Compile and save. And when I hit play, there it is. So you can see right now, my speed is 0. Of course, all this stuff is in the way, but that's fine. You can see right there, speed is 0. And then when I launch the ball, oh no, it's not working. Wah, 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 wah. Why is it not working? Oh, it's only doing it on, it's not working because it's only doing it at begin play. That is my fault. This actually needs to be done all the time. It needs to be done every second. So, how can we fix this? Let's do this. We'll do set timer by event. This one right here. And we're going to grab these guys. And I'm holding down control and left click and dragging to get both of the noodles. And I'm going to connect it like that. Right? Boom. And then I'm going to grab these guys that I just created. We're going to drag them down here. And we're going to right click and do a custom event. Custom event. And we'll call this update player information. And then we'll connect that like so. And then we'll go back to our set timer by event. And right here where it says event, I'm going to drag out, and I'm going to say create event. And this one is going to be update player info. Where is it at? Update player information. There it is. Right. So basically, this timer is going to fire this logic as many times as I tell it to. And so we're going to say, let's do like 0.008, and we're going to make it looping. So just going to do it every 0.008 of a second. And we should also create a return value. So we're going to do promote to variable here. And we're going to call this update player information event. Compile and save that. And now hopefully, let me make this, we don't need you event tick, go away. I want to put it on the screen for you guys to see it. All right, so you can see the game begins. It fires off this timer. This timer fires every 0.8 seconds, which gets the golf ball pawn and then gets the speed of the golf ball pawn. All right, so we need to test this now and see if this works. It should work this time. So hit play. Speed is 0. Oops, no, what happened then? Speed is 0. Cool, cool, cool. And no, it still doesn't work. What have we done wrong? No. It is firing. Current value is 0. So there could be something wrong in our golf ball pawn. So let's see. Give this the full bore of speed here and see. Yeah, see, something is wrong in our golf ball pawn. So we'll need to fix this. All right, so let's go to golf ball pawn. So we'll go to core, BB golf ball pawn. Let's go to check golf ball speed. I should be getting a value right here. Why am I not getting a value? Let me hit play. Oh, wait. No. Golf ball speed. Yeah, that should be right. Hit play here. Golf ball pawn. And oh, let's see. Oh, okay. I see what I did. I see what I've done. Launch speed. Check golf ball speed. This should be firing every tick. It should be firing every tick. Why is it not firing every tick? Oh, it only fires when it's charging. Well, we'll do this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab these guys, and we'll grab this too. Grab these 3. So this is under check golf ball speed. We'll grab those 3, and I'm gonna Control C to copy them, and then I'm gonna disconnect this speed guy. I'm just gonna delete that, and we're just gonna go directly like this. And then we're gonna create a new function, and we're gonna say golf ball speed. Or maybe we'll do set golf ball speed. And then we'll paste like this. Boom. All right, so then we can go to our event graph. And right here we have our set camera, set spring arm. We can also do set golf ball speed. Just a daisy chain of functions. And now, please work, please work, please work, please work. No, I'm just kidding. It should work now. Okay, so 0, charge it up, fire it. All right, there it is. Oh yeah, excellent. And once it gets slow enough, 0. I can shoot again. Cool. Right, because it's doing the set golf ball speed every single tick, which is perfect. And if we want to, no, that's fine. We'll leave it the way it is. Let's see. Yep, that's cool. Okay. So I'll bring this back up so you guys can look at this one. That's the set golf ball speed. All right. And then I put that in the event graph under event tick as another daisy chain of events. All right, so let's go back to Game HUD. We have the golf ball speed. Now we want to get the power. So let's see, how are we doing the power? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do golf ball, pawn, and we're going to do check golf ball speed. And we're going to say if that's true, so we'll do a branch. If that's true, then we can set the percent value of our power bar. So grab our power bar, and we're going to do set percent. Can't spell. There it is. And we'll connect those like that. And basically, if you remember, check golf ball speed is only checking when the ball is stopped, right? So if the ball is stopped, then we can set the percentage of the power bar. Okay. So we need our golf ball pawn again. And we're going to do launch speed. Launch speed. We will, since it's percentages and the launch speed goes by 100, we will divide by 100. So divide float by float, 100. And then we will do, the maximum is 4,000. So we'll only do by 40. So we're gonna do clamp, clamp float, no, map clamp or something like that. Yeah, map range clamp, this one right here, map range clamped. Come on, there we go. Okay, so we can start at 0. We can go to 4,000 divided by 100 is only 40. And then our percentage goes from 0 to 1. So out, will 0 to 1. And like that. So what we're saying is the in values can go from 0 to 40, and our out values can go from 0 to 1. And now, compile and save. We'll go to our Game HUD. And when I power up, you'll see this bar fill. Ooh, pretty cool, right? All right. So now that we have the bar filling up, we can get rid of the, my computer got shut off. My bad. I'm back. That's cool. We can get rid of the golf ball pawns print string of the wherever it is, the current power up values. Oh, here it is right here. Launch speed. This one right here. This print string. This is in golf ball pawn. We don't need this anymore. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold on Control, grab these noodles, plug it into right there, and then I can get rid of this print string node. So I'm just gonna hit the delete key to get rid of them. Recompile and save. And now when I hit play, I don't have the, you'll notice that I won't have that print string anymore. So it's just a bar now. Oh, we don't have an out of bounds yet, so we'll need to build that. There you go. All right, getting closer. Okay, so what do we need now? We need to do the game instance. So let's, so we can do the strokes. So let's go to project settings again. Make sure our game instance is set to BP my game instance, which mine is already done. So it looks like we've done that already. And then we'll go to the BP my game instance, open that up. If you get this message like, oh no, what have I done? Just click on open full blueprint editor. Okay, in our game instance, we're gonna need a couple things. I think we're gonna need to know, strokes, we're gonna need to know total strokes. And the reason we're putting it in the game instance instead of somewhere else is because the game instance keeps it for the entire game session. So think of like the old Nintendos and Sega Genesis, right? You hit the power button, that's like turning the game on. It's the same thing here. So when I turn the game on, the game instance remembers everything. And the game instance can also do saving and loading as well. So I can go and get a save from your computer and load it in as this game instance, if that makes sense. So that's why we're saving it here. So first thing, we need a couple of variables. First one we're gonna need is strokes. We're gonna need total strokes, and we're gonna need hole or pin. We'll do pin. All these are booleans. We're gonna change those to integers. So integer, integer, and integer. All right, compile and save that. And then we need some functions. So our first function is going to be called add to strokes. Our next function is going to be add to total strokes. And then we'll figure out the pin stuff in just a second. I don't like how I did my pin thing in the past, so we'll do it differently. So let's first start with add to add to strokes. Add to strokes. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our strokes. We're going to get a set for the strokes. And then we are going to do strokes. And we're going to type in plus plus. And you can see here we have increment int. That's the one we're going to select. And then we'll connect this like this and that like that. And then you also need to make sure you connect this pin to the strokes, just like so. So what this is saying get the current stroke number, add one more to that stroke number, and now make that the new number. All right, let's go to total strokes. We're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna get total strokes. Get total strokes. We're gonna get a setter for total strokes. And we're gonna do plus plus, increment int. And we'll connect this, and this one, and this one. And so it's doing the exact same thing. We're going to get the current total strokes value, add one more to that total strokes, and then set that as the new value. All right, so we need to now add these functions into our golf ball pond. So let's go to our golf ball pond. We will go to begin play. Do we have begin play? Let's see. Begin play. I don't think we do. We do not. So that's fine. Let's make one. So in our event graph, right click, begin play. And in begin play, we're going to drag off from there. We're going to do cast to BP underscore my game instance. This one right here. And again, I'm in the pond now. And right here where it's object, we're going to do get game instance. This one right here, game instance. And we're going to drag out from as my BP game instance. We're going to drag out from that pin, and we're going to promote that to a variable, and we're going to call that BP my game instance. And now, if you remember, we had this part right here where it says add strokes and add total strokes. So we are going to grab our game instance, and we're going to say, for this add strokes, we're going to do add 2 strokes, and then we'll connect this up. And then we'll grab a game instance again, and we'll do add 2 total strokes. And connect that guy like so, and back that guy like so. And now, when I play, oh, well, we haven't added it to the HUD yet. We'll need to add it to the HUD. But we can look at the game instance. So let's bring up that game instance. And we can see right now our strokes value is, oh, when you select the game instance, sorry. Our strokes value is, our total strokes is 0, and our strokes is 0. And then when I hit the ball, so we'll hit the ball, and we'll go back to game instance, and you can see now strokes is 1, and total strokes is 1. So now we just need to add that feedback to our HUD. So let's go back to our WBP game info. And we will go right after this set percent. And what we'll do is we'll do, oh, actually, no, we need to get the game instance first. Okay. So let's do right here, event construct. We are going to, we'll just right click anywhere in our widget blueprint. We're going to do cast to BP my game instance. And we are going to grab these 2 noodles by holding down control and left clicking to grab both noodles and connect it like so. Our object is going to be game instance. Get game instance, this one right here. Notice there's 2, right? We have this widget version and the game one. We want the game version. See game category, game, get instance, get game instance, that one right there. And then we'll promote this to variable, BP my game instance. And then we can grab these set timer by event stuff like so. Cool. Now I can go down here. We're at the end. So right here, update player information. After that set percent, now I can do get, oops, sorry, BP my game instance. And what do I need? I need, we need to set text. So what do we need? We need strokes, sorry, strokes, get strokes, and we're gonna do set text. And this is going to be strokes, I think. Yeah, get strokes, and then connect it up like that. So, all right, the game instance is telling us how many strokes we have, and the HUD is telling the player what that value is. All right. I'm going to copy all this, copy and paste. I'm going to replace strokes value. I'm going to replace strokes with total strokes. Get total strokes, connect, and total strokes value, connect, 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 and connect, compile and save. And now strokes is at 0, total strokes is at 0, speed is at 0. I fire for the first time, and strokes doesn't update. Walk, 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 walk. Why did it not update? Oh, it updated when I'm done. Okay, that's cool. I guess so. Yeah. That's how the game works, right? It happens after you're done, because you might have a penalty for a different type of hazard and stuff like that. All right. Cool. So where are we at? 7:35. Let's well, oh, you're doing it that way. Pin number and tee off is what? We don't have. Do we have a tee off manager? Let's see. Game state. We have tee office array and pins array. And then we spawn in the golf ball. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go to game info here, and what we'll do is we need to get the game state so we can get this current pins array. I'm not sure we can do that. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see. Cast to BP my game state. Okay. And we'll do get game state. Oh, okay, cool. And we'll do BP. Oops, sorry, we need to promote it to variable. Promote to variable. BP my game state. That's good. And now that we have the game state, this is again we're in the game info. Now that we have the game state, we can go game state. We need to get current pin. Yeah, get current pin. And I think, is there an index of that? Let's see, how are we doing that? No. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we are. So let's go back to the game info. And then inside there is pin number or something like that. Yeah, get pin number. There it is. That's what we're looking for. And then now we can grab the pin value. Yeah. We're looking good now. Set text. Ha. Connect this guy like so. Oops. That's fine. And that like that. And this one like that. Excellent. Connection. Save. Saved everything. We hit play now. Hey, I'm on pin 1. Perfect. And boom. All right, cool. Let's do some advanced stuff, right? Who's with me? You are probably all lost. You're like, man, I'm gonna go back and look at this video. Please have PowerPoints ready for me because I have no idea what you just done in the last 30 minutes. You lost me at game info, right? That's cool, guys. It's okay. Yeah, let's do some advanced stuff. So what we'll do now is we'll add logic to say, hey, this particular hole is recommended for this many strokes. So what we need to do now is we need to go to our pin. So let's go to BP pin. What were we supposed to put after cast a game state? We're promoting it to variable. So this one right here, sorry. Just promote it to variable so that we can call it later. So we're just getting a reference to the game state for this particular blueprint. We're also getting a reference to the game instance for this particular blueprint, just like we did for the pawn, right? We're getting a reference to it for the pawn, so we can call it later. We're calling it right here. We're doing the same thing in the game state. We're getting a reference to these game state and to the instance so that we can call them right here. So we can get those values and set the text there. Just promoting them to variables. Okay. So BP pin, we are getting pin number and we're setting it on there. That's cool, cool, cool. Let's go to viewport here on our pin. And you can see we have pin 0 and our render text. I'm actually going to drag that up a little bit. And then I'm going to hold down Alt and left click and drag. Oh, it doesn't do it in the blueprint. I'm sorry. That actually duplicates only in the world viewer. Okay, so that's fine. We'll grab our pin number text, render text component, and we're going to Control W to duplicate that. And we're going to say, instead of this pin number text, it's going to be pin stroke recommendation or something like that. And oh, it needs to be text. Recommendation text. If we want, we can have spaces. It doesn't matter. Unreal is cool like that. And now we'll just drag that one down like that. And we're going to change it just from saying pin number to par value. And then we need a new variable. We're going to call this par number. And we are going to change that to an integer. And this one is also going to be visible. So we're going to click on the eyeball to make it exposed so designers can compile it, set it to the value that they want. All right, so we'll go to our construction script. And I am literally going to cheat and grab all of this except for the construction script node. So grabbing all of it, Control C and Control V to paste it. Connect like this. And instead of saying pin number text, I'm going to get pin stroke recommendation. And instead of pin number, I'm going to get par number. I connect like that. And right here it says pin. We're going to change that word pin. We're going to say par, and we're just going to leave it at par and then space, just like that, par space. And so what it's going to do is it's going to get the pin number. It's actually going to say par space and then the par number, whatever value we set. Right. So now if we look, this is pin 1 and the recommended strokes is 0. Obviously that's not the case. So we'll select that pin and you can see in our default par number, we'll change that to 4 or 5 or whatever number you want to change to depending on what you built, right? So this is now a par 4 hole. And the player knows, oh, I got to get par 4 for this one. Okay. So now we can go to our game HUD, player HUD. Oops, no, sorry, pin this one. You can go to game HUD, designer mode. Right here we have pin. What we're going to do is we're going to grab that horizontal box for pin. You can see I have it all selected right here in my hierarchy. And I'm going to Control W to make a duplicate of that same pin, right? Like we've done before. And instead of saying pin title, this is going to be par title. And instead of saying pin value, it's going to be par value. Compile and save that. Oh, and then instead of saying pin, it's going to say par. And then we'll go to a graph, and we need to get the pin as a reference. So we'll drag out from we're in our event construct and pre-construct these guys. So just go all the way down to the line here, and we're going to do get actors. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that because we're getting it from the game state. Yeah, we're getting current from the game state. So I apologize. We don't need to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to grab all this again, this guy. This is at the end of our update player info, right? So I'm grabbing it right here at the end of it. Copy, paste. I am going to get rid of pin value, and I'm going to do par value. And I'm going to get rid of pin number. And I'm going to change that to par number. And we'll connect that like that. And now we can hit play. And why is par not showing up? Oh, trying to read access none, game HUD info, blah, blah, set text. What have I done wrong? Compile, save. Try this one more time. Oh, it's still complaining. It's saying this is not valid. Par is not valid. What is going on? File, save. My game state, my current pin, my game state, compile. I think that'll fix it. Let's see. No, it did not fix it. Access none, trying to read property par value. It's saying that there's no such thing as par value for the pin, for the current pin. Why not? Subtext. This should work. That's right. That's setting that. What have I done wrong, ladies and gentlemen? Let's take a look here. Let's and not do get par value, par number. There it is. Why is it not working here? Game info, get par number. Why is this not working? Let's Oh, I'm dumb because it needs to go before the timer. So this timer needs to be the last thing. That's what's wrong. So I'm going to grab these game state stuff. I am going to drag a timer, and I'm going to do like that. Order of operations. PIMDOS, right? Okay, so basically what was happening is this was firing after this. So when I'm trying to get the game state, it never got the game state because it's after it. Okay, so that should fix that. That should hopefully fix it. No, it's still not working. Why is it not working? Set text game info. Maybe it has to do with the player HUD. I could be wrong. So game HUD, we will replace. Maybe that'll fix it. Of course. Okay, so how did I fix that? The game HUD itself, WBB game HUD, did not have our new par logic in there. That's what was wrong. So when I added this par horizontal box, it did not get updated into our game HUD. So all I did was go game info, right click, replace with new game info, compiled and saved, and that fixed the problem. And so now you can see I got a bar, I got speed, strokes, total strokes, what pin I'm on, and how many, what par this pin is. Now, what we could do is we can go to our player HUD, to our game info, this guy right here, and we can build this differently. So this is where it gets advanced. So we will do some branches. So our first branch is going to be is pin number less than the par number. So we're going to need these actually. So actually I'll do this. So if it's less than that, and actually we're going to grab this guy too. We'll start like this. So if it's less, then you can go ahead and show the current pin. Oh, not pin number. I'm dumb. That's not what I need. Not pin number. I need strokes. This one right here, strokes. So if it's less than, then go ahead and show the strokes and go ahead and show. Actually, we can just show the par number the whole time. That's fine. That's fine. Just show the par number the whole time. Go over here. Go over here. And boom. All right. Now, if it's less than the par number, then show the strokes. If it is, we'll do another branch. If it is equal to, so if these are equal, then strokes value will be, what is it called when they're equal? Birdie or something like that? Or par maybe? I think it's just par. I could be wrong. And then if they are greater than, oops, greater than, sorry, pin number. Oh, do I have the wrong thing? I do have the wrong thing. I've been doing the wrong thing this whole time. Where were you guys? It should be strokes. Sorry. So game instance strokes, not pin number, strokes. My bad. So if strokes is more than par, or strokes is equal to par, or strokes is greater than par, that's my bad. That's what we're looking for. If it's greater than par, then we're going to say over par. Actually, what we'll do is we'll do this. We will get strokes, and we'll say to string, and then we'll do append, and the append will be underneath, and we'll say over par space, and then whatever the value is, and then we'll connect it like that. Cool. Okay, so let's go to our game HUD and we will right click our game instance. I'm sorry, our game info, replace with new game info, compile and save. And now we can test it. So we hit play and my strokes is going to say 0, which is fine. It'll say 1 once I've hit the ball, which is good. And then I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna try and do a couple of these until I get to 4. So that's good. There's 3. And right, it's still showing the strokes number, which is great. And then 4, and now you can see it says par. And then when I go one more, it's gonna say over par and then the value. What maybe we could do is we could say over par minus the par number, and then that's what it's going to be. So over par by minus the par number. So what we'll do, let's go back to this. We'll go to our game info. And right here, we're going to say strokes minus, oops, not equals, minus int minus int. And we want the par number. And then we're going to disconnect right there and connect right here. And then it's going to say over par by space. And then now it's going to, now instead of saying 5, it will say over par by 1, over par by 2, over par by 3, and so on and so forth, right? Oh, math, it's so good. No one ever, right? It said no one ever. Okay, cool. Save, compile, all the good stuff. We'll do this again. Hit it once. I shouldn't have put the par at 4. I should have put it like at 2 or something. It's fine. Okay, boom. 3, par. Okay, we're at par. That's good. Over par by 1, over par by 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Oh, yeah, it's good. Looks good. We got it. Awesome. And then, if I change 2, right? So now our par is 2 and par 2, you can see it's saying 2, strokes 1, strokes par, and over par by 1. Cool. I think that is good for our game HUD. Questions, comments, concerns? All right. Your silence is compounding. That's awesome, guys. What we'll do is when we meet on Thursday, we will talk about building a hazard system. Oh, you know what? No, I take that back. When we come back on Thursday, we will continue. We need to finish the post shot and the game over information stuff. So, and then we'll add those to our whole game HUD itself. So, and then that'll be it. And then on Tuesday, we'll probably talk about the hazard stuff. Oops, this guy. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Adios.
Good day.
All right, take care.